So according to a lot of you guys, you're still gonna buy Bayonetta 3 despite the voice actor calling for a boycott. Me, personally, I'm still gonna play it, but I'm gonna rent it from GameFly. There are so many great games coming to the Nintendo Switch, the PS5, and the PC that I only have so much money and only so much time that I can spend on these games. Games like Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which I am really excited for. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-chan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwood or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not. In this video, we are going to talk about the Bayonetta 3 voice actor, the boycott, and overall a final talk on the Bayonetta 3 situation, as I've learned some new info when it comes to voice actors, how much they get paid, and more specifically, Hellena Taylor's past work that she's been doing in the past 10 years, and overall her work compared to the other voice actress. This key information completely changes my outlook on her response and her words in response to being paid $4,000 for the voice of Bayonetta. If you guys enjoy this video, leave a like, it helps the video out when you do, and if you want to follow me on Twitter and help me reach my goal of 1,000 followers, you can follow me at RoboRob93. Without further delay, let's talk about some of the specific words used by Hellena Taylor and how I just don't like how she's going about this whole situation. Now at first, my first thought was that this is a pretty crappy thing to do to someone who's working on a whole game, but as more comments came into that video, more people gave me more knowledge on voice acting and speaking up, and overall I learned more on how much work she actually did on Bayonetta 2 in the past and Bayonetta 1, and overall how much work she was gonna do on Bayonetta 3. Things have changed a bit. So first off, let's talk about the $4,000 US. According to a lot of you guys, as well as others on Twitter and so on, in the past year she hasn't really worked on too much. It was to my understanding before learning this that she has done a ton of other work. She was a pretty well-known voice actor. Naturally, if you're doing all of this work and proving that you are a great voice actor and that you're wanted in the industry, then you would be able to negotiate a higher pay. That's how these things work, right? I mean, the reason why The Rock has so much pull with DC right now is because he is a big name. He's proven himself in the past. If he just did 1 or 2 movies in the past 10 years, he wouldn't have that pull at DC right now, right? I think we can all agree on that. This is pretty big because when you have other past work and you're highly wanted in the industry, you can negotiate a higher pay, as long as you give those reasons on why you think you should get a higher pay. And as far as I know, her reasons were that she has voiced Bayonetta in the past. I mean, if I worked at a law firm and I only worked at 1 or 2 cases and I said I want a higher pay, they probably wouldn't hire me either. I mean, they would look at me like I'm crazy. So it's not like she's working for months and months and months. So that $4,000 is a livable wage for 1 month. And the fact that more than likely she only worked about at least a week at most is probably really good for $4,000. And it gets even worse from here because there are a lot of other things that you have to account for. Voice actors take multiple gigs a year to make up that livable wage that she speaks of. Now, is that fair? Not really. I think that they should make a little bit more so they don't have to take multiple jobs over and over and over again, overwork themselves. Obviously, you shouldn't be spending all time, all hours of the day working. I mean, what kind of life is that? There has to be time for family, for fun, for relaxation, for sleep, for resting up. And the thing is, if she were to take more work and more voice for the characters and other characters, I'm sure she would have a livable wage. Or at the very least, combine that with maybe some other jobs here and there, and then she would be able to, quote, run her car. But according to IMDb anyway, she hasn't really been taking any voice acting gigs in the last 10 years. I mean, get this guys, her last role in 2011 was a government agent in a short. Since then, she's been doing Bayonetta for the last 10 years. Now, we don't know if she has another job that she's getting income from, she has other various income streams, we don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and guess that maybe she doesn't, because she says that she can't even run her car, she doesn't even get a livable wage. So my question is, how is she paying her rent? How is she paying for food? How is she paying to do things? And this is where it gets a little iffy and it just makes her response look really crappy, to be honest. Especially when you compare it to the work of the new voice actors and how much much work she has gotten in the past 10 years. I mean, it doesn't even compare to what she's done in the past 10 years. I mean, Hellena Taylor has this in the past 10 years. I'll read it off right now. So for Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U as Bayonetta, it was 2014. Bayonetta 2 as Bayonetta again, 2014. Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS, 2014 again as Bayonetta, and Bayonetta Bloody Fate in 2013. She also voiced Bayonetta in Anarchy Reigns in 2012. And in 2011, it was a cockpit rule of judgment character. It was just a government agent. And it gets worse as you keep going further and further back. She doesn't really have a long history. She has some history, but not compared to the new voice actress. The new voice actress has goblins animated as kin. It's just the voice, and that doesn't have a year yet, but in 2022, she does Bayonetta 3, of course, X-Men 97, a Marvel project in 2023, Star Wars The Knights of the Old Republic remake, Star Wars Detours doesn't have a year, Overwatch 2 as Ash in 2022, Return to Monkey Island in 2022, Metal Hellsinger, the Red Judge's voice for 2022. Like, you scroll down and there is just this long history of voice acting, and that's what hers should look like. If her history looked like that, more than likely she would have been accepted for that higher pay. But again, she hasn't been getting voice acting or doing any jobs in the industry, so of course someone's gonna look at you crazy when you ask for more money. Especially if you accepted it in the past and were completely quiet and didn't really say anything or complained about it or said nothing about the pay that you got for Bayonetta 2 and 1, as far as I know anyways. If it's different, make sure you tell me in the comment section below. Another thing that you guys brought up is that she's not a big actor. She's not someone who's like, say, The Rock or Robert Downey Jr. or Scarlett Johansson. When you're a bigger name, then you can ask for more money. And how do you become bigger? Well, you star in more roles and you prove yourself, but she hasn't in the past 10 years, so it makes a lot of sense as to why Platinum Games said no. So with all of this knowledge, when you look at her quotes, it makes it look like she's a pretty bad person. I mean, look at this one. I was just asking for a decent, dignified living wage. What they did was legal, but it was immoral. But again, was it immoral though? Because you only worked for a couple days. $4,000 is a livable wage. It's only not a livable wage if that's your only job. That's like only working for a week at a part-time job or a full-time job for 40 hours and then complaining that you can't pay your rent for the whole month. That's essentially what she was doing. If I worked at, say, Tops or Walmart and I say it's unfair that they're paying me for a week and I can't pay my rent, then you guys would look at me like I'm stupid, right? And if someone's a voice actor and they're viewing this and they're looking at her past work, they'd probably say the same thing, right? You're not getting any other gigs. And I could be wrong about this, but if you're a voice actor in the comment section, tell me, if you were to only do one gig, would you be able to pay your bills? I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a no because you're not working. I mean, any job, if you're only working for a week, of course you're not gonna be able to pay your bills and run your car. Now again, we don't know if she has other source of revenue, but even if she does, that has nothing to do with this whole situation. And she also says, I created that voice. She has no right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta. You don't own the character. I'm sorry to say this, but you don't own the character. Yes, you voiced her, but you do not own her. You literally just said Bayonetta always stands up for those with less power and stands up for what is right. It is not right that you're trying to throw the other voice actor under the bus along with you. It's crazy that she's using the character in this way to justify what she's doing right now. Like, at first I was like, okay, this is a really shitty thing for Platinum Games to do, but now learning all of this information, it kind of makes her look like a shitty person too. Like, both sides are shitty right now. So I mean, that's my final thoughts. I just think both sides handled this whole situation wrong. It should have just been kept under wraps. Things should have never got this way. If she had past work, if she's proven herself, if she was a bigger name, if she was taking multiple gigs a year like the other voice actress, then I would say, yeah, this isn't good. She's proven herself. You need to pay her more. She's worth more. But again, that's not the case, and she's asking for more. You need to prove yourself first before you can get more paid. That's how these things work. I mean, that's how anything works in pretty much any job. Most jobs, I would say. I'm sure there are other jobs that work different, but that's pretty much how things go. Again, there's a reason why the MCU actors can ask for so much money. It's because they are highly wanted in the industry. There's a reason why Jennifer Hale is probably getting paid more than you, because she's highly wanted in the industry. That's how these things work. In my opinion, it's only shitty when voice actors are being paid less if they've proven themselves in the past. Especially when you consider the size of the role, how much lines of dialogue they're recording, and so on. That's the thing. Now, another thing that people have said is that maybe Platinum Games was trying to fire her. And yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, Platinum Games is shitty for doing that, trying to lowball her into making her quit the role, and then they can hire someone else. But personally, I don't think that's the case, because they're probably going to be paying Jennifer Hale more, so why would you Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense, so I don't think that's the case. I think both sides are equally in the wrong, and I think the whole situation is just a giant dumpster fire. I think nothing immoral is going on here. Maybe people disagree with me, but that's just my take. Maybe it's a shitty take. Who knows? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that all of this matters, or do you think it's just the same as yesterday? This is going to be my final thoughts on it, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.